listeners, and welcome back for episode number 65 of John Carter's Mysteries and Beliefs Show. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Lisa.
Hello.
Today's topic of the show is going to be sleep paralysis. This is a topic that the both of us differ in, and I'm going to say right off at the beginning of the show that it is our opinions of sleep paralysis.
Only
our opinions. I'm only going to drop one nugget of science behind sleep paralysis. Okay?
Got it.
Now, for the scientific portion of the show today.
You're dropping that first?
I should drop it first.
Why not?
And then we'll go on with the discussion of what our personal opinions are of sleep paralysis.
Sure.
But how did you sleep last night?
No, well, how about you?
Did you have sleep paralysis last night?
Nope.
No scary dreams or anything like that?
No, this morning maybe, but not last night. Why do you ask?
I don't know. We're talking about sleep, so I was wondering how you sleep.
Did you notice me trying to run in my sleep or something?
No, run, Joe, run, Joe, run, Joe. No, I didn't notice. I don't even remember my dream or anything from last night. I don't know. Was I snoring?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Badly?
Badly.
That's okay.
It's
all good in the
we'll
neighborhood.
get it fixed, but you didn't snore the entire night.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
I think once I get rid of this COVID-19 weight, then the snoring will stop.
For sure.
The COVID-20.
Maybe the allergies.
30. And allergies, because my sinuses have been bothering me.
And if you think about it, the weather is changing so much. We're not the only ones that's having this issue. So
I know.
many people are having this, whatever this is.
But you know what's whack about it is because last week we were, in Florida, and then we come back this week when we landed, it was in the 60s.
Yeah.
The following day was in the 70s, and the day after the 30s.
Did you see that meme? Or maybe not. It said, every time when I walk outside, there's different seasons.
Yeah.
It's true.
I just recall somebody mentioning to us in Florida, I think it was at the airport, that they said the weather, no, it might have been even your nephew saying that Florida weather is bipolar.
For sure.
And someone said the exact same thing to me the other day at work.
I've always said that. It just
crazy.
is. Mother Nature is very temperamental. And
especially here in Northern Virginia.
She doesn't like us very much. She's angry with us. That's what it is. She's angry at the infrastructure that's going on.
Oh, you talking about all the construction in Northern Virginia?
Yeah,
or
she said, put back
everywhere.
these trees. Put back the trees. Bring back my lakes and the rivers that we're used to. That's Mother Nature right now. So
Isn't
now
that a
we're
song?
paying for it.
Isn't that a song?
It is.
What's that?
By TLC.
By TLC. There we go. All right. On to
Rest in peace, Left Eye.
Yeah. On to the topic. Again, we're talking about sleep paralysis today. The only scientific nugget I will drop about sleep paralysis is that what causes sleep paralysis or what causes you to be paralyzed in your sleep. There's two chemicals. There's glycine and GABA. And what that does, it cuts off the chemicals or cells in your brain that allows your muscles to fire.
Okay.
So that causes the sleep paralysis.
Got it.
Got it?
Sure.
The only scientific thing.
Okay.
But to me, sleep paralysis that's all it is from that function being cut off. I don't think it's anything sinister behind it at all.
I don't think it's sinister either.
But we talked about this before because you said we have a nephew that suffers from it.
Yes.
And
we've all had it.
Yeah, we've all had it. But I thought before that you said you believed that it was more than just that function of the brain causing it.
Sure. And I stand by that. But I also don't believe that it's sinister.
I mean, well, what's your belief on it then?
Well, you tell me your belief and then I'll tell you.
I just told you my belief. I think that what happens is when you go into sleep paralysis and when these functions is paralyzed, it's the same thing going under anesthesia. You're asleep, you're out of it, and if you do wake up and the anesthesia or the paralytic is still in your body, you cannot move, but you can see everything that's around you. You can witness things that are around you. And what happens in this is when you get paralyzed, when you go to sleep, it's during REM sleep when this happens.
Right.
So you're dreaming. This is the height of your dreams. So you're still in this state of REM, but your body's starting to wake up. So you're paralyzed, and you're aware of all your surroundings, right? So what happens to your body, you get into a fight or flight mode. And your body goes, oh my God, like I can't move, and you start getting nervous. So your heart rate starts going up, you start getting short of breath, and you get that pressure on your chest.
I haven't experienced that with sleep paralysis.
But you know what most people say?
What?
Well, the paranormal people, and even in some cultures of religions, that it's a witch or the devil sitting on your chest.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, not letting you up. You've heard that story before.
No.
If I showed you the pictures,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You definitely know what I'm talking about.
I don't have recall of it at the moment.
And to me, that's all that is. And people think that when they go into sleep paralysis, it's for hours or a long period of time.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's only a matter of seconds to a couple of minutes.
How can you prove that?
You can't prove it.
So how do you know?
Well, they've done. Like I said, I didn't want to do any scientific things on this because you can pull up studies, and studies will show that people at this time, they probably have something documented saying that this person was in this for only, 30 seconds.
Right. Okay. Well, but don't you think? I mean, they could say it's connected to lucid dreaming. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think it's connected to lucid dreaming because it is a chemical and a function of your body. And I don't think it's connected to an out-of-body experience or anything like that at all.
There is a connection that they say that lucid dreaming is, there's differences, but they're related. And yep.
The only thing I can see why you would say that it would be connected is because you're aware of your surroundings.
Right.
But in lucid dreaming, you can manipulate your surroundings.
But so what would be the difference?
But during sleep paralysis, you can't do anything. You can't move. You try to wake yourself up or you try to get up, but you cannot.
Sure.
But lucid dreaming, you travel wherever you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I feel like when they call it, what was that doctor that we were watching? They were calling it false awakening, and you're still.
Yeah, in REM sleep. That's what it is. That's kind of what I explained a few moments ago.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. It could be chemical all day, but you can't, there's no definitive proof with those. I get it, sleep studies and all that stuff, considering, what you dream is part of your waking life and stuff like that. But with sleep paralysis, going back to my nephew and not my own personal experience, what he was describing was too real.
Too detailed?
Too detailed. Yeah, too detailed.
But we had a discussion before that I spoke about Billy Carlson with that study that they did on people.
Yeah.
That they subconsciously stored that data of their surroundings. And under hypnosis, they were able to bring out all of that data that they couldn't when they weren't hypnotized.
But how, I guess, how did you know what was on TV? How was that possible?
It's easy because like I just mentioned.
If you're storing, like you take a snapshot of what's in the room. The plant's there, the couch is here, there's pictures on the wall. But then there's something we all have that when there's something playing in the background, we'll start dreaming about whatever's playing.
Yeah. Well, TV show, movie, or whatever that's on.
Right. But if, let's just say you and I are laying there and you had you're having sleep paralysis, how is it in that moment you remember what's on and do you see what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not.
I know. I know. I think what you're trying to say is, how could you remember this if you were sleeping, right?
Yeah,
If you were dreaming.
right.
But like I said, that what happens, your body still think that you're in REM sleep, but you're actually waking up. So that chemical paralyzes you. Again, just like when you go under anesthesia and the anesthesia wears off, you're still paralyzed, but you're aware of your surroundings. You can see, you can hear. And just like the same, if there's a TV show on and you're at this state where you're, with a sleep paralysis of being awake and asleep, and you can hear and you could possibly see out of your peripheral vision, depending on where your television is, what's on that TV.
Yeah, but you said possible, but it doesn't mean that it is. Do you see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you could see what's on TV. You're saying that. How do you know it's Maury and who they look like? Do you see, you know what I mean?
With your eyeballs.
Okay. That's where we disagree because
So you don't even believe your own eyeballs?
you could, okay. You could, but what if you don't have a view of the TV?
And how do you know that?
Because if you got up, I'm just talking about different scenarios.
Your peripheral vision spans quite a distance.
Sure, no, I get it.
And if you're laying on the bed, that TV is in a view of you turning your head back, forth, up or down, or it could be in a corner.
On the wall.
But you know what I can see? I have two lights behind me. Right. And I can see the structure of both of those lights.
Okay. I just don't know. I mean, you bring up a good point, but I'm just saying you can proof enough for me.
For you.
Kind of like and it makes sense what you're saying because when chickens get their head cut off and they still
run around.
They still run around. That's where the saying comes from.
Chicken with the head cut off.
Yeah, running around like chicken with the head cut off. It's the same. So I get it, but I don't think there's all to it. So I don't necessarily disbelieve it, right? I don't doubt that there's a chemical
imbalance.
Yeah, something. I don't doubt that, but I believe that there's more to it because we still, no matter how many studies we do on dreams, there's only so much you can prove.
I know, but what I'm asking
it's in theory, right?
Yeah, but what I'm asking you is to expand on that a little bit more.
What do you mean?
Because you said there's other possibilities of what's causing sleep paralysis besides just the GABA and the glycine. So, I mean,
Yo GABAs.
But is there any way that you can expand on that at all?
I mean, I could try, but I think, okay, for instance, I think that there's levels to your dream state. We all know that, right?
That's true.
That's true.
With your light sleep, your REM sleep,
But I believe somewhere in the dreamosphere, that's a word, put it in Webster, that you go elsewhere and your mind is capable of going elsewhere, your body, your soul. So I believe that you can have an out-of-body experience during sleep paralysis. And not everybody has that pressure on their chest. People can't move any parts of their body.
Yes, I know.
But as far as I'm concerned, I've never had the pressure on the chest. I've had it more on my arms than anything. Do you remember my dream that I was telling you about where they gave me poison?
Yeah.
You're laughing.
No, but I'm saying I do remember.
They tried to poison me in my dream. He's laughing at me. I mean, it tastes like poison. I don't know if it was poison, but I believe that I was, you know what? I just debunked my own theory because I guess I was dreaming, but I wasn't. It did not feel like I was dreaming, as it were. So maybe I was, but because I just said it. But it was similar to that, meaning they were holding my arms. It wasn't like they were holding my
Holding you
body.
down.
Yeah, they were just holding me down. But in sleep paralysis, in general, when you, like, for instance, I used to have it all the time when I was little, and in my living room would be the TV, but when we would have nap time or when my mom would send us to the room, there was a set of stairs around the corner and then the bedroom. How do I know what was on the TV? Is it because I memorized that Days of Our Lives was going to be on TV? Do you see what I'm saying? How do I know what happened on Days of Our Lives? Or how do I know that what people were talking about in another room? I could hear my parents' conversations, and it wasn't that I was asleep. I was fully awake. I could see. My twin sister was beside me. Things like that. Things of that nature.
Okay, so more of an explanation, because you're saying that you were fully awake and you were aware of just your surroundings. So that means you could see, hear what's on television. You can hear your parents.
But if I'm in my bedroom, how could I do that?
But you said you heard your parents.
Yeah,
you can hear the TV.
Okay, so let me start over. They're in the like, for instance, they were in the dining room. I remember the whole conversation, and my mom said, "You're probably hiding underneath of the table." And I wasn't hiding under the table because I was known for hiding under the table when I was told to go to the bed. So I did different hiding spots in the house. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but you don't really have a strong argument.
I don't have a strong argument. I only can tell
because some of the things that you're saying is, again, your subconscious can absorb some of these things. And even like a TV show, that TV show could have been on 3 times. You could have actually seen that TV show. You could have been sitting in the background somewhere where one of your parents or your family member was watching a TV show. And the same thing when you were talking about Maury.
But not me in particular.
That's a repeat. It could be a repeat. You know, some of this information could be stored data that's in your brain.
It could be, but we can't disprove it, right?
No, you can't disprove it, but there's not a strong argument saying that it's nothing more than just a chemical process that causes sleep paralysis.
Why?
Because you're not coming up with a strong enough argument.
Well, because I'm not articulate enough to do that. I can only tell you from experience and why I think it's different. What our nephew was explaining to us, it was not possible for him to know. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't think it was sinister. I don't think anything.
I know. Because I remember the day that we had that conversation.
And now I do remember the witch stuff. Now that I said that out loud, I had to process it. I remember what you're talking about. But I don't think his experience was sinister either.
But I do remember the conversation that we had about that. And everything that he described could be something that was absorbed in the subconscious, because he actually had to walk into that room. He actually had to lay down on that bed. So he was aware of his surroundings, what was in that room. Because you know what? Let me a perfect example before you say anything else. The perfect example is when they do like FBI, CIA training and studies. They give like a quick picture. It could be a picture, or they take them to the room.
Right.
They have 10 seconds to recognize everything.
Memorize.
And then they go back and then they recite the data or what they've seen in that room. Some of them can do it, they can remember everything. There are some people like that. And again, that's just because the data is stored somewhere in your brain.
Okay, but how do you describe a room that you've never been in? Like, for instance?
But are you saying that he never walked into that room, but he was sleeping in that room?
For bedtime, yeah. When would he have walked in the room?
To go to sleep. Just
to go to sleep. And so he memorized the room that quick.
Okay. You're not listening to what I just mentioned about
maybe I didn't.
Billy Carlson, the study that they did.
And they captured everything.
They had people walk down the street.
Right.
And they asked them afterwards what they saw.
What they saw, yeah.
And it was only small portions that they gave them.
Sure.
Right? They hypnotized the people.
And then they remembered everything.
They remembered everything.
Sure.
It only takes a matter of seconds to see something. This is, how you talking about, people say burn into your brain or burn into your plasma TV. You shouldn't. I look into this light right here. I close my eyes. I see that light like instantaneously.
Sure.
That bottle sitting beside you, it only takes me a hot second
Right.
to see it, and
Mm.
I recognize exactly what that thing is. And before I go on, and I'm thinking about another thing when I talked about the fight or flight.
Right.
Think about on the treadmill. If you were running on the treadmill, say for 30 minutes,
Yep.
and you start to get tired, but you have 35 minutes that you wanted to run that day.
Right.
You get to 34 minutes, right?
Right.
You're tired. You're
Yep.
huffing, you're puffing on that treadmill.
Yep.
That last 30 seconds to a minute seems like forever.
Forever.
And that's exactly what I'm describing when you're in sleep paralysis. That 30 seconds of that fight or flight could seem like it is forever when you're in that state. Because I had a procedure done a long time ago where I'll say it because some of the people may have had it before. It's a medication it's called adenosine. They give you to break rhythms in the heart.
Right.
And what that does, it gives you, it just a matter of seconds, it stops your heart.
Right.
It doesn't really stop your heart, but it kind of kicks your heart back into regular rhythm. Okay. But it gives it a big jolt and pause, but it only lasts maybe 2 seconds.
Sure.
I kid you not. I thought I was going to die because I couldn't breathe for about 10 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Now, amplify that a little bit when this is it's going to 30 seconds when you're in sleep paralysis and you can't move. And the more you struggle, the more scared you get, and the more it amplifies this fight or flight in your body.
Right.
Response. And this fight or flight response in your body.
I mean, I get it. I don't doubt it. I just think that there's more to it. Like I said, there's too many instances where it's that things can't be proven by science.
I know. I used to think the same thing. Man, I swear, when I used to have sleep paralysis, I used to think, man, something is after me, something's getting me. And I think it was because I talked about this like a long time ago on the very first episode, which sucked. It's still posted up there.
Right.
But and when we slept in my grandparents' room, that one room with all those dolls in it, it just seems like everybody that slept in that room had sleep paralysis or has had some type of sleep issues.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, like, that room is haunted.
Yeah.
Because I have sleep paralysis. Those dolls are coming to get me. You know, that's the main thing that I thought the entire time, you know?
Yeah. Well, going back to that, my experience with the Hat Man, I was not asleep and I still could not move.
That's a totally different subject.
It's the same.
No, it's
if
a different
I'm awake,
subject. The
I'm
Hat
awake,
Man is a totally different
subject. I didn't
subject.
say the Hat Man. The Hat Man is a different subject. But what I'm saying to you is that you could equate it if you're talking about science. You could say that my experience was sleep paralysis and or lucid dreaming.
With the Hat Man.
Yeah, you could say I had a chemical imbalance and I had sleep paralysis. I mean, that, whatever you called it, that imbalance.
I think that's another topic of discussion, the
Why?
Hat Man, because that's
I'm not
something
talking
different.
about the Hat Man. I'm talking about...
I know this state, but you mentioned the Hat Man.
Yeah.
So it just was a coincidence that you were having sleep paralysis when the Hat Man was there?
No. I'm just saying you could. I mean, if you went further, I guess, into it, I don't know. I don't know how this works. I'm just saying, I'm trying to talk myself through it to figure out what it is, because you're saying expand on it. I'm trying to, but I can't. I'm not articulate enough to expand on it. So there we are. I can only tell you by experience that you're more science-based and you only go by science, right?
No, I don't, only because we just mentioned the Hat Man, and I kind of believe there's something out there that's called the Hat Man. There's far too many people have seen the Hat Man.
Right, but we don't want to talk about him. I'm just talking about me in that moment.
Well, what about, the broad range of people that have sleep paralysis?
Well, that's why there's far too many people. That's what I'm saying. It's far too many people that have this shared experience. Why isn't some level of consciousness that has not been tapped into? Maybe.
There's far too many people that have diabetes because of imbalance in their diet and chemicals
Sure,
process in their body.
sure.
Same thing. When you have an imbalance of a chemical process in your brain that causes you to have sleep paralysis, pretty
That's
similar.
different.
Pretty
Mm,
similar. Because there's a cause and effect of everything.
sure.
Some of the causes of sleep paralysis, people with narcolepsy have sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
There are people that have, just bad sleep habits that
Right.
don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
People that, are on drugs or substance abuse, alcohol abuse,
Yeah.
that causes chemical imbalance in your brain that cause you to have sleep paralysis.
During your research, did it say why people, meaning demographic, it affected the most or
No,
anything?
there was no demographics
Mm,
at all.
got it. Mm.
Nothing like that. And the only thing as close to demographics is when they're people of certain cultures and religion.
Yeah.
They felt when people experienced sleep paralysis
Yeah.
that it was something evil.
Right.
And that's the only thing they talked about as far as populations and cultures of people.
Yeah.
Because just American people, with our whatever we call our culture here in America, it's just sleep paralysis. And if you're a paranormal person, then you think it's something sinister. Or if you are a UFO enthusiast also,
Or
it's sleep paralysis to them could be an alien abduction.
yeah. I mean, it
So,
means different things for different people.
yeah,
Yeah. For me, I just think it's some part of,
the bigger picture.
yeah, I believe it's something that we haven't tapped into, honestly. I just think there's
I don't
more.
know. I don't know. I don't think there's much more to it than that. And why, why doesn't it happen more frequently to people? Because like I said, I've had sleep paralysis before, but I can't even remember the last time I had it at all.
What happened when you had it?
I struggle because I want to get up. And you can't because you're paralyzed.
But in your eyes and everything were open?
I don't know if my eyes were open, but I know I was struggling to try to get up, trying to wake myself up, moving.
But did you see the room in your head?
Of course, because I'm in that room every damn night.
No, but did you? You're saying of course, but did you? If you think about it, did you see everything around you?
I don't remember. Like I said, it's been such a long time ago, so I can't remember.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of different. You know what I mean? Like to see. How do you see it? How do you?
Well, I'll describe as much as I can of an episode of sleep paralysis that I had.
Okay.
I'm dreaming and I wake up. I don't know what the dream, I can't recall
Sure.
what the dream is because
Right.
most of the time people don't remember their dreams.
Sure.
So I wake up and I feel like I want to get up.
Yeah.
And then I try to get up.
Yeah.
But I cannot get up.
Right.
And I struggle to get up.
Yeah.
And I get afraid and
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
I don't see any demons. I don't see any monsters. I don't see anything like that. But I physically feel my heart rate going faster.
Mm,
I feel shortness of breath
yeah.
as I struggle to get up.
Yeah.
And as soon as I wake up fully,
Yeah.
it just goes away.
Mm, okay.
Everything. Heart rate goes back down, breathing normal. Everything is normal.
You don't get a headache or anything?
Don't get no headache. Because again, the episodes to us, it feels like it's much longer than it really is.
Right. But I used to get headaches.
Maybe because you're struggling more.
Oh, yeah, maybe. That makes sense. That would definitely make sense. I didn't get them all the time, but I did get them. And my heart did race because I wanted to get up and couldn't.
Yeah.
That panic.
I mean, yeah, you like I said, fight or flight. Anything,
Sure.
even, I mean, guys, if you're out there, you get into a fight, you start huffing and puffing like really fast because, you know, you get nervous,
Yep.
you know, and then it's like, oh, it's going down. It's going down. You
Yeah.
start breathing as you move around, and
Yeah.
it's just, and that's pretty much just all it is. Because if you don't have that fight or flight in your body, those people are a little bit touched upstairs in their brain. For real, because everybody kind of gets scared of everything, right? Even Mike Tyson talks about when he went into a ring, how he used to get scared
Right.
at first.
Yeah.
But people that are kind of special that don't, then there's definitely something wrong with them.
You don't develop fear till you're like 5. So maybe some people were missing that.
Something is missing in their brain that's supposed to be firing, but it's not.
Right. Well, because of shared experiences and because of my own, I think that there's more to it than just a chemical imbalance. But I wonder if there's been studies on chemical imbalances with lucid dreaming, like going back to that again.
I'm pretty sure there's people out
or
there.
when people say astro projecting, is there,
Yeah, and
what are they doing?
yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's people out there that did some type of studies on lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis, and astral projecting, kind of clumping those together to see what they get out of it.
Right, right.
But I haven't personally seen any studies or read anything about that, because those are like different topics, because lucid dreaming, astral projecting, out-of-body experiences, that kind of goes together. But this with the sleep paralysis is a little different because you don't travel out of your body. It's a feeling that's inside of you. You know what I mean? So you're not floating. You cannot manipulate your environment. You can't see anything outside of where you are.
Yeah.
You're there in that state of paralysis and cannot see anything. Or can't see anything, sorry, but you can't move.
Right.
Pretty much. And you can see things.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're loosely related. There's differences, but I think they're kind of related if we're talking about, we're not talking about it, but in my opinion, I think they may be kind of related. Because like false awakening, that means something,
Yeah, at some point we'll have to see. Somebody will come out with something.
Well, they already have the lady that does the what do you call it? The dream. She's a therapist or what have you, and people explain their dreams, what they are, and she interprets them and tells them, well, this actually means that you've probably been having issues. You said you were an attorney. You probably have this case that you've been working on, and your body's going into this.
Going through stress.
And then you're dreaming about seeing your mom at the pearly gates. It means that there's something that maybe you wanted to always tell her, and things that you need to tell yourself in your dreams because you are awake. So there are people out there that study this stuff. I just wish there was more to it, because
yeah, but how does that relate directly to sleep paralysis?
Because again, they call it false awakening, right?
Okay. I don't know. I wonder if anybody out there really knows. No, that's even a dumb thing to say. Because
What?
how
You don't
would we
think
know?
it
Because it
would?
wouldn't be a topic of discussion if somebody knew.
Right. I'm curious to know what people feel like. Do they think it's sinister? Do they think?
Yeah, there's quite a few people that do think it's something sinister, and that comes to people that have alien abductions, because I spoke about this before when they did a study on these people. They had them that had episodes of alien abduction or had been abducted by aliens.
Right.
They put them in this room, in this bed, and during the time where they were watching these people with cameras through glass, these people said they were abducted by aliens,
right?
But they were not.
How do we know? Because aliens are much smarter if they're able to abduct somebody.
We went
They
through
can
this.
stop the camera.
We went through this whole thing before, and they
No, but
manipulated time, space
sure.
continuum,
No,
and
I
all
get
that
it.
bull. No, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But I don't know. I don't think there's much more. I've stated my opinion on this.
Yeah.
And, guys out there, if you have an opinion on this, if you think it's something sinister, or if you just think it's just a chemical imbalance in your brain causing this, you just let us know. If you have a comment about this, the best place to hit us up is on Instagram, because I like Instagram. We have TikTok.
On all your favorite.
All the favorites. But we have TikTok. We have Facebook. We have a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group.
Just go there.
Send us an email at johncarter@mysteriesandbeliefpodcast.com. Again, like I said, it's a long email, but if you just copy and paste it into an email, if you're listening to this episode,
yes,
or nothing. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for listening to the show.
It was short
today.
but sweet, right?
It was longer than you think, but I want to thank you guys for listening to the show. I mean, seriously, please subscribe, comment, like, share, leave us a rating on iTunes, a 5-star if you want, and I'd like you to. Now, anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap this up for today?
No, be blessed.
And thank you guys.
That was cheesy. I mean, you can be blessed, but okay, bye. That's it.
Okay. Have a good day, or till next time. Bye.